Artist Aric Jorn creates sculptures from mythology, bringing back stories from the past that still hold meaning in today's world. Let's take a look as he creates the art of the Norsemen.
Javatka actually came from two different sources. I was originally using the name Javatu, which was a Sanskrit name for life, so the exploration of life. And then along came a company called Novika, which was all about world art from all different cultures. And so I sort of merged those two together, and it's an exploration not only of life and the life experience, but also of cultures around the world. I really like to explore the human imagination as it manifests through things like myth, through things like story. And so since those are all intangible things, I try to give it form through my sculpting. I think the thing that originally got me interested in myth, my father would read me the Iliad and the Odyssey when I was, 2 feet tall. I saw Star Wars when I was 7. I read Joseph Campbell when I was in high school. These are all things that, along with many, many others, led to a very deep passion for mythology and a great interest in the stories that they convey. A lot of my own inspiration, the way that I sort of get started on a new piece, is in doing research, doing reading, getting inspired. I'll go online and I'll find things. Looking at other artists and what they're doing. But it really takes input before an artist can give, output. And so I try to take in as much as I can. I try to learn about history and mythology every chance I get. In the Sculpting Myth series, I've been starting with Norse and Celtic and Germanic and many of the European, and then I'll move on to African and Asian and Native American. It doesn't have any form. It's not something you can really experience in a physical way until the artist comes in and gives it shape. So exploring my own background as a Scandinavian, and delving into those Norse myths and trying to interpret those symbols that were so key to that culture. I think what inspires me the most about my pursuit of these specific images is that they do kind of capture many of the lesser known aspects of Norse mythology. Today most people look at Vikings and they think helmets with horns on them, and I'm trying to reintroduce this wonderfully rich culture that was the Norse myth. Currently I've got 2 projects going that I'm roughing in this week. I've got Hugin and Munin, who were the 2 ravens of Odin, who was the sort of the chief god, the All-Father of the Norse mythology. And they're portrayed here perched on a rune stone, which was a very common way of communication among the Nordic people. And on the rune stone is carved Odin sitting astride Sleipnir, which was his 8-legged horse. And the other piece I'm working on is the prow of a Viking ship. And I'm actually going to be doing several different variants on this piece. But I think these 2 images, along with the other ones I've already done, really seek to capture what the Norse mythology was all about. Casting, especially lost wax, goes back thousands of years. I do sort of a modern version of that in that I'm cold casting. So I'm using cold cast metals, cold cast stone. Every once in a while I will do a hot cast metal piece as well. But it's a technique that goes back, millennia. So in keeping with that moving forward and doing my relief work or my freestanding sculptures, I very much think that I'm keeping not only an art form in front of everybody, but more specifically, I'm hoping to bring forth the myths. I'm attempting to remind people of the stories that they may have forgotten, they may never have known. The importance of our personal heritage. You know, even as the world becomes more and more homogenized, it's important to still hang on to those things that that made us unique and continue to make us unique.
The Detroit Mercantile Company features a curated collection of new and vintage items made right here in Detroit, the state of Michigan, and the country.